Hello everybody. I'm here to show you some of the few actual houseplants that I have. One of them is one of these orchids, the typical moth orchid that's a very common houseplant orchid. As you can see, this is a pure white specimen. As you can see, this plant is an epiphyte by nature. Have a look at its exposed roots. These kind of roots have evolved to grip onto the sides of tree trunks and branches and to live with very minimal water. As you can see, it's in kind of wood chippings. It's very well drained to simulate its natural habitat clinging to the side of a rainforest tree. A tip for watering orchids is not to overwater them. In fact, what we do is we place ice cubes on here so the water can melt slowly and water the orchid in a more controlled fashion. Look at those two beautiful blossoms. You can see why they're called moth orchids. They look like the wings of a moth. Over here we have its sister, you could say, a stripy moth orchid. So pretty. I love this one because it reminds me of a zebra pattern. Now this orchid we've had for maybe about 5 years or so, and because of the good care it's received, it's actually grown another flower spike. So that's good to see. These aren't just temporary plants at all. If you treat them well, they can last you for many years. We also have some other interesting inmates in the house here. This is an apple mint, and it's simply being water propagated. So this was just simply some mint that we cut in the garden and brought inside and kept in a glass of water because we were going to pick off the leaves and make tea. But this plant surprised us by developing, as you can see, a very impressive root system inside that bottle. So it just goes to show plants are very tough and they can regenerate. So we've kind of kept this thing as an experiment to see how long it can survive in this fashion. Speaking of rooting plants, I'm also rooting some cinnamon basil cuttings as well. As you can see, they're developing a root system simply with water and nothing else. These are cinnamon basils and these are their flowers. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me and keep enjoying plants.